Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast between PainKiller and oGsTop here from Blistering Sands. We have oGsTop spawning over here on the north side of Blistering Sands as the red Terran player. Meanwhile, over here we have PainKiller spawning as the blue Zerg player. Excuse me as I adjust my mic. I'm spawning over here on the south side. So PainKiller versus oGsTop should be a pretty interesting matchup. I believe this game is just a BattleNet game since there are only two players, the standard red and blue, so not taken from any particular tournament. And now Blistering Sands, one of those maps that have been around for quite a while during the beta. Haven't really heard too much cry about Imba or the map really favoring any one particular race. I like how all of these SCVs are pretty much timed to come back together at the same time, and really these closer mineral patches are mining out a little bit more quickly. oGsTop throwing down a supply depot, 10 supply depot, pretty standard. PainKiller using that extractor trick to get over 11 over 10, should be completing with that overlord very soon, and then quickly get to 13 food. So there's the overlord, and now 13 food over 18. Back over here, we should be seeing a barracks now being thrown down by top in just a moment, and it looks as though it is gonna be, yes, a barracks over here on the front door. So this front door will have another supply depot here, and most likely one more supply depot down over here to the south. Now, taking a look at PainKiller may be trying to go for a 14 hatchery, or yeah, going for that 14 hatchery, so not going to do any sort of early expansion with that drone, not going to try to save up to 300 and then do an expansion on the low ground. So we'll see how Top tries to respond. If Top may try to open up with Reapers or Marauders, both sides, a very, very common strategy. PainKiller may decide to go for a Mutaling or even try to go for Roach Hydra, but normally I've been seeing a lot of Zerg players go for Mutaling recently, as those Mutalisks, as they get stronger and stronger and add to numbers, and with the whole entire magic box introduction, the Mutalisks do not stack up as nearly as much as they did before, so Thors have a difficult time trying to counter them, along with any seeker missiles. We do have one SCV now moving out to do some scouting. We'll quickly find this, and we'll quickly find no other drones, as there are now two overlords moving out as well. One overlord perhaps going to try to activate or gain sight on this Xel'Naga watchtower. This overlord over here perhaps trying to watch these minerals, making sure there is not any sort of fast expansion. Back over here, we do have the Queen now being trained up and waiting for that metabolic boost. So that metabolic boost will take, what, I believe 110 units a time. And once those are out, those Zergans will be able to zip across the map very, very quickly. Queen will be out in just a moment as well, and we should start to see some real strategies coming in from PainKiller. Over here, we do have a Reaper nearly completed, and this SCV, and we do have an SCV now running around. It looks like the SCV is going to go ahead and activate the Xel'Naga watchtower. Perhaps was looking for this SCV, but an SCV now coming to this south Xel'Naga watchtower instead of going to the north one, as now we have a Reaper moving out. That Reaper may come across that Zergling. No, not going to come across that Zergling, so that Zergling may be able to do some sort of run by into this position. We do have another command center now being thrown down by Top, so Top doing a very, very early expansion attempt, as the Zergling may be able to get off a couple quick hits onto that SCV. SCV now moving across, and will this Reaper be able to come out in time? Oh, that SCV coming down over here, and now in comes this Reaper. Zergling now trying to push back, and now we have a bunker being thrown down here, so PainKiller most likely will be forced, to cancel this hatchery over here, but no, in comes some Zerglings. So Zerglings going to be coming in, and this bunker only needing 5 more units a time. And wow, this is one of those situations where the building time on that bunker was absolutely huge. Another 5 units a time would have been a little bit too much, as now this hatchery may get taken down. Do we have a Queen moving over? No Queen moving over. One of the ways that a Zerg player can really deal with this early harassment is move a Queen in, so that the Reapers are focusing down that Queen, and then have the Zerglings try to do some sort of surround. We do have one Zergling over here still causing a lot of pressure and a little bit of harassment, as we now see more barracks being thrown down. So this is going to be a very, very strong Reaper opening, as Top now sitting on a lot of gas, 150 minerals over 200 gas, but currently supply locked as well, not producing any supply depots yet. So he will not be able to train any additional units for quite some time. 2 Queens are in fact out. Zergling, however, will get taken down there, as those Zerglings are faster on creep and now have that metabolic boost as well. oGsTop, however, with these Reapers on this side, may be able to try to do some sort of contain for quite some time, as creep tumors are now making their way over. So PainKiller now moving off very, very slowly. Zergling's going to move in, and I believe PainKiller is going to try to put pressure on this bunker, using that Queen as a little bit of a tank. So you're going to see that Queen move down, get within range of that bunker, start taking that double pistol attack, and now in come these Zerglings. Zergling's going to go ahead and quickly surround that. that Queen will be able to survive this, most likely. Yeah, as those Reapers now move away, trying to take down this last hatchery over here, but no, quickly getting destroyed. So loss of 100 minerals and 200 minerals and 100 gas in that engagement. Over here, we now see a change into Marauders. Orbital Command may try to start dropping in some mules in the backside of the space over here, as some Zerglings now trying to put a little bit of pressure over here. Supply depot nearing completion. As those Zerglings perhaps want to do a little bit of pressure. No, without a Baneling's Nest, not much they can really do. And now PainKiller with a Roach Warren. And we do see some Roaches being trained up, but those Roaches are not going to be a strong counter to the number of Marauders I currently see for oGsTop. Top now switching from a Reaper army to a Marauder Marine army. Those Roaches will have a decent armor against those Marines, reducing the damage from 6 to 5, but not much else. Over here, we do have Zerglings now sitting underneath this Orbital Command. Orbital Command will not be able to do any additional mining, and will not even be able to call any mules. We do have some Marauders now moving over. Marauders do not have the... Oh, they do have a concussive cell, excuse me, but it didn't look like any of those Zerglings were moving that much more slowly. And now in comes one mule, perhaps going to transfer some SCVs over. Yes, going to transfer more SCVs over, as we now see 2 additional tech labs being thrown down. So this is going to be a 5 racks build, not even going for any sort of a factory. No medevac, no siege tanks, no Hellions, just going to do a pure Marine and Marauder army. So we may see some Banelings coming out from PainKiller, but PainKiller still sitting at tier 1, not even going to tier 2 yet. Zerglings, however, going to be able to run in freely into this expansion over here, cause a little bit of trouble as those Marauders were now moved over here to this high ground. Destructible rocks nearing almost done being destroyed, and one Marine, oh, not even going to get surrounded here as there's only 4 Marines there. Back over here, those Roaches, however, not scampering up. Very nice call. Perhaps an Overlord. No, Overlord was not able to spot those Marauders. So now PainKiller just kind of containing oGsTop right now, and this one supply depot will get taken down very quickly. There it goes, and however, Marauders quickly moving in with those Marines as support. Zerglings, however, going to be able to get some sort of surround and try to intercept that escape over there, as those Roaches trying to catch up on that distance. However, nicely done by Top, trying to position himself against the ledges as Marauders now coming in, but is it going to be enough? It looks like the Roaches, and however, dealing with a ever-growing Marauder and Marine army will get taken up here, or get cleaned up here, as those reinforcements coming just in time. However, Zerglings now running in as well, and there are some Zerglings trying to put pressure down over here, so more Zerglings continuing to tap away at this army, and with no medevac, no factory, no engineering bay, I cannot see how oGsTop is going to be able to win this fight over here. We do not see a teching to tier 2 just quite yet, and we do have a Baneling Nest. Zerglings, however, going to be able to run straight into this mineral line and start dealing some damage towards these SCVs. 1 SCV, 2 SCVs now getting taken down, and more SCVs currently seen on 27 Harvesters. Only 18 Harvesters for PainKiller, so PainKiller does not have any real economic advantage. He production-wise, still training up more Zerglings, and I believe he's trying to just win this off of one base mining. We do have this Orbital Command going to take some damage as well. Most likely will lift off in just a moment as these Marines and Marines now trying to take down this Overlord over here. We are going to have a little bit of a transition. Zerglings now positioning themselves away as another Overlord of PainKiller going to get taken down. Zerglings may be able to get off a good flanking attack here, and if they're able to flank and cut off a lot of these Marines without that Marauder support and just slowly pick apart this army, yeah, so PainKiller losing some Marines already, now moving out with these Marauders. One Queen quickly going to get taken apart here, and now more Zerglings coming around, more Zerglings coming in from the back, and Top now desperately in trouble. A surrounded army quickly getting taken down there, and not even using all of the Zerglings across the map. Taking a look at the unit count, we still at 18 Harvesters, so PainKiller not investing a lot into drones at this stage. We should see another Queen being trained. Yeah, gonna go ahead and get a spawn larva there, as this Queen gonna move between these 2 locations. Perhaps another creep tumor should be laid down so that there's creep straight in between these 2 separate locations, as now we are attacking the tier 2. So attacking the tier 2 nearly only a quarter of the way through, as there's now an army of Banelings now currently being morphed over here. So those Banelings will be able to roll in and deal a lot of damage into this army over here. So Zerglings now quickly trying to run in, and these Marauders are going to be taking a lot of damage. Marines trying to pull back, Banelings just splashing all that damage across all those Marines. And now this whole entire army is very, very low on hit points, but enough Marauders and Marines able to deal enough damage there. One supply depot, however, getting taken down by collateral damage from those banelings, just taking or dealing 80 or 85 damage towards those supply depots, now currently being rebuilt. oGsTop not losing any SCVs, so that was absolutely critical, but Top not able to mine or even call meals, but Zergling's now putting pressure on this front door over here, perhaps going to start pecking away at this supply depot. However, Marines and Marauders are going to be able to come in quickly and push off this attack, but there are some more Zerglings here. Perhaps they're going to try to run up. No, army-wise, 1,200 versus 1,000, and really, PainKiller needs to increase his drone production. If he does not increase his drone production and forgets about these Zerglings down over here, he's going to be in a world of hurt as the economy is so much stronger. And now we have some SCVs pulling away, going to run behind those Marine and those Marauders there. So still producing a lot of units. You see 3 Marauders, 4 Marines constantly being trained as oGsTop now trying to make its way down to this expansion on the low ground. He nearly mined out this high ground or the starting locations already as Zergling's now going to push out. Are the Marines and the Marauders going to be able to spot them? No, not be able to spot them. Perhaps going to try to do some sort of surround. Another group of units in transition, quickly going to get surrounded there. So that army is going to get taken down. We still have a small army of Zerglings here, perhaps to deal with this aggression currently coming into play as these Zerglings now going to perhaps go for SCVs, but there are no SCVs to be found here. And wow, PainKiller going to be in trouble as he cannot afford to lose another queen and more drones. We do have the centrifuge hooks currently being researched as well. And now down goes another drone, down goes another hatchery, and it's really been PainKiller not investing heavily enough into these drones over here as these Marine and Marauder army able to just finish off the rest of this fight. Down over here, we do have a good number, 2 banelings with 3 more currently being hatched and a decent number of Zerglings sitting over here. Are the Marauders going to come into play? Zerglings now trying to run in, currently on that creep, not another creep tumor. So with no creep tumors in position, that's going to be really bad as these banelings do not have that movement speed upgrade. Currently nearly completed as another queen gets taken down. Looking very bad there. And are we going to get a splash here? And more splash damage being dealt. Going to take down another Marine. There goes that one last Marine. And wow, 3 banelings for 1 Marine. Not a fair trade. It looks as though PainKiller forgot about those Zerglings sitting over here, and now oGsTop trying to harvest even further. He's down to 7 harvesters compared to PainKiller's 18, so he's able to at least continue to do something. But now those Zerglings, remembering them on the screen, able to catch some of those Marauders in transition, trying to return home. Production-wise, we have 2 Marines, 2 Marauders, 1 Queen still being trained up as Zerglings moving to the main starting location and this low ground expansion. No, not moving to the low ground expansion, and I do not quite understand why. Marines now moving off to the north as those Zerglings now going to start finishing off some of these supply depots here. oGsTop cannot ignore these units, and now Marines quickly coming in to deal damage. And wow, that supply depot may burn to a crisp over here. Marines and Marauders now fighting or going to station themselves in this mineral patch. Zerglings smart, not trying to engage there as a couple of these Zerglings trying to get some damage dealt over here. We do have more Zerglings in transition. Production wise, still no additional drones. PainKiller doing this all off of 1 hatchery essentially, and all off of 1 gas. More Zerglings gonna try to do another surround. Yeah, gonna get a surround off one of those Marauders, and Baneling's now gonna roll in. Will it be able to deal any damage towards these SCVs? Be able to take down some of these SCVs and transition? Not 100% sure yet. No, not able to get that many kills as oGsTop is able to move away with these mules and these Marines and Marauders back to the north. There are still, what, two Banelings and a couple Zerglings. Will they be able to deal enough damage and give PainKiller the edge? Stay tuned for part 2 of this replay between oGsTop and PainKiller here on Blistering Sands.